I don't talk to men. Like, it's a choice that I've made a while ago for my own mental health. Like, I don't talk to men. So the idea of going back and forth with a man who vocalized that he thinks that he's prettier than me sounds insane. Point blank, right? Like, also the idea of going back and forth with a man in general. Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? We'll get into this comment in a hot second, but I just really want to encourage more women and femme people to really value the energy that you have, because men love to participate in it and find ways to try and center themselves in it in ways that I can only describe as catty. And I don't want to participate in it. So I don't. But I've been getting a couple of comments recently that have been who I'm assuming are by men who want me to participate in male cattiness. So let's dive into this comment for a hot second. Also, hi, my name is Shayna. I talk all about the joys of my child-free life and why this is the ideal lifestyle for me, and I think for a lot of other people. I'm also a journalist, but feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, because clearly there's a lot going on. I'm gonna put on my reading glasses for this one and make myself a little smaller. So that video was hilarious. I remember seeing, I can't remember the video he was talking about, but I'm assuming it's but anyway, you should make a part 2 to Are Men the Prize video. 1, I made it very clear that men are not the prize. It's not a question. It's more of like a concrete statement. Men are not the prize. Moving on. You never followed up, and the guy in the initial video, I was responding to a comment from a man who was talking about many things, including how he thinks he's more beautiful than I am. Moving on. Responded with some hard facts and data. Would love to see you to finish the debate session. The idea that he followed up with hard facts and data, however you would choose to pronounce it, to this kind of concept is already insane, because what facts, what data? Like, how it's not that men, you're not the prize. No, regardless of, and I know it's going to be like kind of groundbreaking to a lot of men to think about this, but y'all love to talk about nature so much. You love to talk about like biology so much. If you look to nature, which I will be giving multiple examples of in upcoming videos, the male within the species always has to do the wooing in a way that is very particular to the female within that species. And it varies from species to species, from different types of mammals, from different types of birds. It's why there's so much biodiversity, because of the requirements of the females for the landscape that they're in, for the amount of children or offspring that they're going to have, for a plethora of reasons. Once again, I'll be diving into that in other videos. But the idea of debating with a man, one, there was nothing to debate. He said something, and I had many thoughts about what he said. There's no back and forth. I said something. That's all. To which these two lovely people beneath say, no, he didn't, and wrong. Right. But back to the initial point of decentering men. I'll be doing follow-up videos about this. I might even do a live on this. Let me know if anybody's interested in like a conversation, right? About what does it mean to actually decenter men? I think that a lot of people, it's a phrase that's been used a lot lately, but when it comes to practical means of how to do it, what does it look like in practice? I recognize that it's a big statement in 2 words. How do you decenter men? And while I think there's a lot to be said about this, let's use this as an example. I'm gonna get that comment out of there because it's unhelpful. Well, like it's helpful for starting this conversation, but where we're going, that comment is not a part of this. So like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't talk to men. I don't talk to men. Now, am I heterosexual? Yes. Do I date men? Yes. Does this cause a conundrum? Consistently. Has it been working for me? Yes. Do I have relationship trauma in my dating history? No. Why? Because men are not the center of my dating experience. What does that mean? My dating experience is my dating experience. I am uninterested in dating a world of people. Now, mind you, when I was living in Spain, which I will be moving back to long term, that's something, a whole other thing that's currently in the works. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I did date pretty significantly while I was over there just to try and gather some data about what the scene is like over there, what are some patterns, because dating culture around the world varies from place to place. I've lived in 3 countries in 2023. So I had some pretty good experience with that. So I wanted to see what the scene was like. But I obviously had to talk to a lot of men, but the focus of how do I say this? Hold up. Decentering men while dating men, an example of doing that is to decenter. Yes, it's an action, but it's also a negative action. You're decentering. You're not saying what you are centering. Another way of phrasing this is centering yourself instead of decentering men. So how do you center yourself within a dating experience with men? My joy, my experience of enjoying the company that I'm with is the priority. The moment that I am no longer enjoying this, I'm done. I don't have to fix it. I don't have to make them do something else to change. I don't have to do something within my own behavior, within my own thoughts, within my own speaking, within my own existence to try and change them. I'm uninterested in changing them. Because for me to put that much energy to change who I am and how I exist in this moment, to change them is automatically centering them in my dating experience, when it should just be as simple as, do I enjoy this? Do I enjoy this date? Do I enjoy this conversation? Do I enjoy how they treat me? If you're not enjoying it, then leave. So in the grander scheme of things, when I say I don't talk to men, what I'm, I guess, in generally saying is, if I don't have to talk to a man, I won't talk to a man. If I'm in the supermarket and I'm trying to find where the milk is, let's say it's a brand new supermarket, and there's a whole bunch of men around, I could figure it out on my own. Because I got a story time for you from fresh, hot off the press from my best friend today. She was in the supermarket today and she just picked up a couple of things at ShopRite, which for those who are out of the country, it's a very popular supermarket chain in certain parts of the United States. So she was just picking up a couple of things and she's like, okay, I'm just going to pick it up and leave. As she's leaving, mind you, she's already annoyed because I think she picked up 4 things and it's already $50. Inflation's insane. So she's checking out. Some random man just comes to her, mind you. She is newly divorced. She is actively not talking to men. She's not seeking out male attention, nothing. She's just living her life and is lightly annoyed at the fact that she has to spend so much money on these groceries. Some random man approaches her and says, clearly you don't have a man in your life. You don't have no steaks. You don't have no pork chops. You don't have a ham hock. Where's your man anyway? I'm sorry. He didn't laugh, but it's hard to say these things without laughing because he actually listed those things. One, I think the word ham hock is hilarious, but she was just like, And mind you, now, because he has placed himself in the middle of her experience at the grocery store, and men are dangerous. Men are dangerous. So now she is having to do the work to navigate this odd, unwanted conversation and this man is also trying to ask her out in the middle of this. So she's trying to navigate this, pay for the groceries that are way too expensive, and get home safely. All because a man has just kind of inserted himself into her life. You see what I'm saying? Now, am I saying that this happens every time she goes to the grocery store? No. Am I saying that this happens every time I go to the grocery store? No. Do I know that there's a higher likelihood of these kinds of experiences happening at a grocery store if I talk to men? Yes. Do these kinds of experiences have a higher likelihood of happening if you proactively talk to men? Yes. Now, if I'm in a life or death situation and I have to talk to a man, then I'll talk to a man. But you'll find that there are very few situations where you have to talk to men. And so I just don't. And these are some of the ways that I experience decentering men. Now, within this, for the men that I do choose to talk to, mind you, I think for the past, since 2024 started, I think I've only spoken to 2 men, and both of them are my brothers. So outside of that, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I mean, I've had like brief conversations. The majority that I remember were unpleasant, but just like service related things. But I'm just like, why are you, like, they're all angry and like stinky and things. And I'm like, this is unnecessary. I don't need to be participating in this. I love myself. But for the men that I choose to be in community with, right? Because this isn't to say, like, I do have guy friends. Do I hang out with them all the time? No. But if they call, will I answer, and we'll have like wonderful chats and maybe like hang out in New York or like wherever they are in the world? Yeah, sure. Why not? There are very, 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 very few. How few? In a previous video, I talked about how scientists say that within the mammalian species, between 3 to 5% of males participate in long-term committed partnerships. And then, mind you, these are 2 men scientists, and they're like, but humans are different. Are they? Are they? Now, with those same stats, I look at my friend group, it's pretty representative of that. Within all of the friends that I am in deep communal relationship with, only like 3 to 5% are men, right? This is not including my queer friends. This is not including, like, they're in another category. Especially my trans friends. Like, y'all are not, I'm not lumping you in with like the group that I'm talking about. So within this, as somebody who dates men, there are very few men that I talk to, that I choose to talk to. And I think that there's an increasing amount of women that are resonating with this experience of, if I'm going to talk to you, it is a gift. It is a rare occurrence because I don't talk to men. And I don't think that the majority of men are realizing how many women feel this deeply. And so they mess around. They mess around, they do nonsense. They ooga booga. And then they ruin it. They ruin a slim window of opportunity that women have. Women that are attracted to men, which can be straight women, bi women, pan, whatever. If you're attracted to men, there's a slight window of opportunity where we go, oh Jesus, I guess I'm gonna have to talk to a man if I want partnership, romantically or whatever. And then they maneuver in, and we say, all right, okay, things are going all right, and then they ooga booga, and they go, Jesus, get out of my house, and then they ideally they get out of your house, and then they leave, and then you're just like, oh my God, I get to fix everything again, and just, oh my God, why'd I do that? Maybe I shouldn't do that again. There's more and more women that are just deciding not to do that again. I'm proud of you. Am I one of those women? I don't know. I will say that I am one of those women who, if I've abandoned dating apps. I am not, because you have to proactively, you have to talk to men. You have to put so much energy into finding the man. Absolutely not. I'm okay. I'm at the point now where if I'm going to be dating somebody, if somebody's going to find me and I'm going to want to date them, it's going to have to be in the wild, and they're going to have to apply pressure. They're going to have to apply pressure, and I'm not going to tell them how I want that pressure to look, because I don't want to put my energy into manipulating a man into behaving in a way that I want him to, but that he does not want to behave in. Because eventually he will succumb to his own nature. He will want to do what he wants to do, as is his right. And I don't want to change that about him. As I would hope, he don't want to change that about me. So, whoever this person is, people are. If they're going to find me, they're going to find me in the wild, and they're going to have to behave accordingly. And I wish this kind of peace on every woman out there, on every single woman out there that is interested in dating men. Because the amount of energy that we put into talking to men, do you know how much we could accomplish? Do you know how much we could accomplish? Since I have proactively stopped talking to men, I have opened up three separate streams of income. 3. And in doing so, and in trying to do that, I have unintentionally, accidentally, but also divinely been placed in community with other women with the same alignments. And so we are partnering with each other to build up each other's dreams, build up each other's finances, help each other reach each other's goals. This is what happens when I have stopped talking to men intentionally. Praise be. So ladies, let's continue this discussion, because yes, this is a child-free page, a pro-child-free page. Does that mean that parents are not allowed here? Absolutely not. I love it when the parents hop in, because all intentional parents recognize that being child-free is also intentional. Parents that chose to be parents, parents that wanted to be parents, put just as much thought, effort, and energy into creating that space as child-free people do to saying, you know what, as much as society says that I should be a parent, I don't think that that's right for me. And parents recognize that not every person should be a parent. So as much as we talk about this on this page, I feel like this and decentering men are part of are under the same umbrella. So we're going to keep talking about this. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear how other people are also practicing decentering men, because I could go on. I can go on, and I might. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all those things, and I will talk to you, later.